Welcome. Greetings, comrades. Today we're going to discuss...
Much better. Well, comrades, this is a GP-5 gas mask. And if you can remember, over a year ago, our first ever video was on this very gas mask. And now, 4,500 subscribers later, with better quality, it's time for us to revisit this legendary piece of CBRN protective equipment. In this video, we're going to bring up some very unusual and unknown facts about this gas mask that didn't go into the last video. And we're also going to take a look at the GP-5M, a modified version of this. Поехали, let me show you. For a recap, the GP-5 is the single most abundant and recognizable Soviet gas mask of the Cold War period. It was produced from 1962 to 1989 in two main variations, with about 900 million made, which is over 3 gas masks per person in the USSR. The reason for such numbers is the Cold War, which could go hot at any given moment. A hypothetical American nuclear warhead, or any other sort of пиздец, could find a Soviet citizen anywhere, be it his apartment, factory he works at, or a resort he got a travel voucher to for surpassing production quota. Therefore, gas masks were kept in shelters under residential buildings, schools, factories, administrative institutions, and so on, ready to be used when they are needed. The skills of using a gas mask were taught from elementary school and were regularly reinforced with civil defense exercises. This way, any given Soviet citizen knew exactly how to use one and what to do in case of emergency. This is also why you can find these in your babushka's basement. Although the Cold War never escalated, this approach kept the Soviet people prepared for all kinds of man-made and natural disasters, and this gas mask saved countless lives. The GP-5M is an improved variation of the GP-5 gas mask that entered production after 1966. The name «Гражданский противогаз модель 5 модифицированный» or «мембранный» translates to Civilian Gas Mask Model 5 with M for either modified or membrane, depending on the source. Everything is roughly the same to the original version, apart from the facepiece, which concentrates most modifications. The GP-5M is equipped with the SHM66MU facepiece, which stands for Helmet Mask Model 1966, Membrane Refined, whereas the original GP-5 mostly came with SHM62 and SHM62U facepieces. The main improvement is enhanced communication. There is a membrane voice emitter, hence why the name, and a pair of ear ports in the mask itself. The voice emitter is located above the valve box and is attached with metal wire and fabric tape. The membranes are replaceable. Most of these masks were produced with more elastic black rubber, however units made with grey rubber also appear. The size chart is slightly different as well from the previous version. These masks only come in sizes 0 through 3, so size 4 doesn't exist, and masks of size 0 do not have the ear ports. The gas mask is equipped with the regular GP-5 FPK canister, which would provide protection from loose radioactive particles, chemical aerosols, and bacteriological agents. This portion of the gas mask was not modified in any way. Just like most Soviet canisters, the GP-5 filter uses so-called FMB cardboard, which contains asbestos fiber. If you want to know our opinion on the topic and why we're comfortable with wearing these for our content, we have a full video on it and the link is in the description. The bag also remained the same apart from one minor detail. The waist strap on the GP-5 gas mask bag is most commonly fixed to a textile tying loop, whereas GP-5M bags usually have metal half rings. Additionally, along with the anti-fog films, GP-5M kits are also equipped with spare voice membranes. They are once again replaceable. Another difference between the two is that GP-5s were supplied in crates of 40, while GP-5Ms were supplied in crates of 35 units. In each crate there would be an instruction manual, with technical details, maintenance guidelines, size selection charts, and wearing procedures. Instruction manuals for both variations will be available on our Boosty and Patreon pages for free. You can also support the channel if you like what we do. In fact, early access to the PSPC community Discord server is currently available to all supporters, if you are into that sort of thing. Check it out, the links are in the description. Now to the not so known facts about the very well known gas mask. The first fact is pretty basic, but nevertheless interesting. GP-5 gas mask bags, regardless of the variation, have pockets on the sides for additional equipment that was issued with the gas masks. In the last video, we said that this includes AI2 medkits, IPP8 anti-chemical packages, and non-fogging films, which is true, but it is far from the only possible set of equipment. For example, instead of the AI2, gas masks were often issued with the IPP1 individual bandaging kits. GP-5s were also known to be equipped with KPZO anti-fogging crayons instead of films in some cases. And finally, as we said that the GP-5M would also come with spare voice membranes, as mentioned above. The second fact is more of a comparative demonstration. Out of the 4 face pieces present on the table, only 2 actually belong to GP-5 gas masks, and there are quite a few similar ones. This is because they're all descendants of a single original helmet mask model, the SHM-1, which was developed in the late 1930s for the Red Army. The leftmost mask on the table is a SHM-41MU from the military RSH-4 gas mask, which we have a video on. The middle two are SHM-62U and SHM-66MU masks from actual GP-5 kits. And the rightmost one is also an SHM-66MU, but in grey rubber and from a different military gas mask. This brings us to the third fact, the military version of the GP-5. The designation for it is PMG2. It uses EO62K filters, usually of darker green coloration, otherwise identical to civilian GP-5 FPKs, and SHM-66MU face pieces. If civilian GP-5M gas masks usually use black face pieces, PMG2s most commonly come with grey ones. Let us know if you would like to see a full video on this gas mask. You might think that 3 variations of face pieces for the GP-5 is enough, but no, comrades, there is another. And in fact, there is a whole another version of the GP-5 gas mask, which is our fact number 4. The name for the face piece in question is SHMP, Industrial Helmet Mask, which is essentially a black rubber version of the SHM-62, which otherwise never comes in black rubber. It is used with a wide nomenclature of industrial filters and is included into one unusual gas mask kit called BZK. It is what you would call in the West a commercial version of the GP-5, available for personal purchase by Soviet citizens. In fact, it's the only gas mask available for personal purchase by Soviet citizens. BZK stands for Everyday Protective Kit and is equipped with a plastic MKPF A-module filter designed to protect primarily from organic, industrial and civilian contaminants, like vapors of gasoline, acetone, kerosene and so on, you get the idea. In 1989, the production of GP-5 gas masks came to an end, as they made way for the more sophisticated GP-7. But there was an attempt to squeeze out the practical maximum out of the GP-5 pattern. This is our final fact, and we're talking about the SHM-91 face piece. It is an almost cryptic mask, included into experimental PMKG and GP-5V variations, produced on a very small scale in 1990 and 1991. The SHM-91 is essentially a SHMP mask with a PMK-style drinking system installed. The project was only developed for a short 2 years and was crudely scrapped and abrupted with the collapse of the USSR, leaving behind a very limited amount of information available, with most of it being anecdotal. This gas mask is so rare that hobbyists attempted recreating replicas of it. Its whole existence is shrouded in mystery, with uncertainties around such basic things as even the proper designation of it. It is also unclear why it was based on the SHMP instead of the seemingly more advanced SHM-66MU face piece, but what is clear is that this was objectively the last Soviet GP-5 gas mask. The era of the GP-5 may have ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union, leaving it behind only as a lasting echo of the Cold War and as a valuable collectible for stalker fans, military and seafaring enthusiasts. But it isn't fair to say that the GP-5 has gone from modern catalogs technically. The pattern was re-evaluated and given a new life in a series of new Russian civilian gas masks. But that is a topic for a whole new video, so make sure to let us know in the comments if you're interested to hear about that. And as for right now, this is it. All my hands are kind of busy to wave, but давай! Да.